Hey, business building warrior. Welcome to Silent Sales Machine Radio. It's the weekend update. What we do on the weekends is a few current announcements, some things that are going on right now that you need to know about. And then we jump into pretty much the same content every week after that, which is a big welcome to the community for anyone who's new. If you're wondering if the business opportunities that you've heard us talking about are a good fit for you or not, stick around for the second part of the episode. We'll talk about what the opportunities are, how to get started, who they're a good fit for, and break it down for you, why we see Amazon reselling as having such a bright future and all the indicators that we have to prove that. Some facts, data, evidence, and how to get started. That's the second part of the episode today. But the first part, like I said, on weekends is announcements. And the one big announcement right now is the free extension that comes with 3P Mercury, the software you've heard us talking a lot about. Well, that free offer, the window is about to open and close rapidly. So you want to get on the wait list if you're not. As of this recording, they're only going to let a few more people onto that waiting list, then let all the users in for free. And that's completely free for life. And I'll tell you what that extension does here in just a moment. Every Amazon and Walmart seller should jump on this. But once those doors are closed, we don't know if there'll be another wave of free users or not. This is complete full access. There's no credit card needed. Free, full function. There's no upsell. There's no surprise or got you. We just want a bunch of people using this tool so they can give us feedback so we can make it the best on-screen calculator for Amazon and Walmart sellers. That simply means as you're looking at a product on Amazon or Walmart, maybe something you're thinking about selling, it'll give you all the data and information you need to make a really good decision. Completely free. Other tools in this space cost significant amounts of money every month. And at some point, this extension won't be changed at all from the version you have, but it will cost other people $30 a month. But you want to get grandfathered in to the free version. There's a link in the notes to do just that. I'm talking about the 3P Mercury on-screen calculator and decision-making tool. If you go to 3pmercury.com/extension, you'll see it. Again, there's a link in the notes to hop on that. You'll want to do it quickly. That free promotion will be ending very soon. The only other announcement that I have for you before we jump into the content for the new listeners is, hey, the Proven Amazon course, I've been giving you a heads up for a while. That's the flagship training course for our community. Everything from brand new, clueless newbies have step-by-step modules in there. The most advanced strategies that we teach, the Amazon to Amazon flips, the wholesale, all the other strategies we teach, it's all in there for $39 a month at provenamazoncourse.com. But the price will be going up soon. We've been saying it for a while. We've been holding off as long as we can, but we've put a lot of resources into that learning portal. We've sped it up. We've hired a new team. We've got a lot of new people creating content, constantly keeping it updated and excellent. Provenamazoncourse.com. It's been $39 a month since about COVID. We're getting ready to bump that up for people who aren't grandfathered in to the $39 rate. In other words, lock in the $39 per month rate for Proven Amazon course now because it will be going up soon. Those are the two announcements I had for you. I'll stick links to all of that in the notes with today's episode. And now stick around, especially if you're new, you've only listened to a handful of episodes, you're going to really enjoy the balance of today's episode. Thanks for being the best part of our show and listening to Silent Sales Machine Radio. Let's proceed to the second part of today's episode. Hey, welcome to the Weekend Update. The second portion of our Weekend Updates is what I'm about to do now, which is an introduction and an overview of the opportunities represented by the community that you've now become a part of. That's right. You're not just a podcast listener. We consider you a part of our community. Now, maybe you're not real plugged in yet. You're just checking us out. That's cool. But what we think is if the message resonates with you, you're going to take some steps a little closer to the middle of what we do around here. Maybe become part of our big Facebook group, or maybe even get into some of our low cost content. Maybe you end up getting a coach from our team and we take you on this journey from clueless newbie or someone who's just checking things out to an active business building warrior who has multiple income streams and a business that they're proud of using the internet creatively. That's what we do here. My name's Jim. If we haven't met, thanks for hanging out with me today. There is a best-selling book that I want to give you completely free as we get started here. If you find yourself after this session today listening to me for the next few minutes saying, I don't ever want to hear from this guy again, well, this book's probably a bad idea. But if you find yourself saying, all right, there might be something here, I want to hear more, you really enjoy this book, go to silentjim.com/free11. That's the number 11, free11. Why 11? Well, it's the 11th time that book has been updated. That book has actually sold over 1 million copies, thousands of 5-star reviews on Amazon, but we're not selling it on Amazon. We're giving it away free now. That's the latest version. It's an audio version. And I really step you through the process of what we do around here and how we can help you use the 3 different opportunities that we've uncovered online and see which one makes the most sense for you. Now, the default opportunity that we present to anyone and everyone who says, I'm a clean slate, teach me something that works. I want flexible schedule. I want a low barrier to entry. I don't want it to be expensive. I don't want a long learning curve. I just want to do something that works. I just want to do something that has a bright future. I just want to be around other people who are doing it successfully, that can contribute to my journey, encourage me, and I can encourage them as we go through this path together into the biggest blue ocean of opportunity that we've been able to identify on the internet. That's a big statement, but I'm about to prove to you that it's exactly what we do around here. And if that's you, you're going to love our podcast. You're going to love our free content, our Facebook group. There's a link to that at silentjim.com. And that free book I just told you about, silentjim.com/free11, gets that into your hands. So if you like what we do today, you're going to love that. Let's go through some facts, data, and evidence as to why I believe we're presenting the greatest blue ocean of opportunity that's ever been seen online. I'm going to make a case for that. You can decide if you agree or not once I've made my case. Next, I'm going to tell you how you can wade into that opportunity with the smallest imaginable budget and the smallest imaginable commitment of time and begin to get proof of concept and decide if it's for you. There's no big scary jump off point where you have to close your eyes, cross your arms, and fall backwards off of a cliff and hope with a big trust fall that what I said was there is really there. It's not like that. It's more like wading into a kiddie pool. All we're saying is take off your flip-flops and wade on the blue foam into this 2 inches of warm water. See, we told you it's warm. Are you still scared of water? Probably not. All right, let's go a little deeper. And you decide what pace you want to wade into this pool of opportunity. It's completely up to you, but there's no big risky jump off point that's coming. So relax, enjoy our free content for as long as you'd like. We'll take you on this journey and you can go at your own pace. Let's talk about the opportunity first, and then we'll talk about, like I said, how you can get into it. What is the opportunity? Well, here's some facts and data that you may not be aware of. First, I'm going to ask you a question. You may want to pause this audio and consider the answer for yourself. See how close you are to the real answer. If we were to put all of the retail spending in the United States on a pie chart, every penny that people use buying stuff, we put that on a big pie chart. What percentage would you estimate is happening on the internet? If you had to guess, is it, I've heard people say 80%. I've heard people say 60% of all spending is on the internet. What do you think it is? Pause the video, pause the audio, give it some consideration, commit to a number. I'm going to give you the answer in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here's the answer. The answer, as of late 2025, is far less than 20% is online. Somewhere around 16 or 17% of retail spending in the United States is online. The rest of the 80+% of retail spending is traditional, get in your car, go to the store, people buying stuff off the shelf, holding it in their hand before they buy it. That should blow your mind. Most people are under the assumption that e-commerce now rules the world, that Amazon has now taken over. It's not the case. Amazon is a behemoth. They have about half of the online activity. They have about 9-10% of retail spending online in the United States. They're a considerable chunk of the game, for sure. So here's the thought I want you to have as you process all these numbers. Does it feel to you like, now that you know that number, that the game is just getting started or that you're too late? Ideally, you should have the thought, wow, that sounds like a game that's just getting started. And you'd be right, because US government data tells us all the numbers that I just shared with you. And it also tells us that in the coming 5, 10, 15, 20 years, that 16 or 17% that we see now is going to go to 20, 22, 25, 27, 30, 35%. E-commerce, I should say, is the fastest growing economic sector by far in the United States. It's growing rapidly, but it's not as big as you thought it was. Odds are you guessed way too high. And you'd be like most people who are under the impression that e-commerce has already taken over the world. It hasn't yet. The game has barely begun. Let me give you a couple other numbers. On Amazon in the United States, there's well over 1 billion different listings right now. That's 1 billion different products, most of which have multiple people selling those products. But there's a billion different products in their catalog. Actually, there's so many products that if we looked at them one at a time, taking 1 second to look at each of them, it would take us well over 30 plus years, probably 32, 34 years by the time we got through it. And by then, obviously, the whole catalog would have changed. It's changing month to month. New products, new brands coming in constantly. And most of that catalog are products that you and I can sell. It's the same stuff that's on the shelf at Walmart or Target or Kroger or whatever other stores in the United States. Doesn't matter where you live, by the way. You could live anywhere in the world and do this business. You can shop online, have your stuff delivered to a prep center, is what we call it. We teach you how to do this in our content, but you have it delivered to a third party in the US that inspects and sends your inventory to Amazon on your behalf. So you don't have to touch the boxes and the tape yourself if you don't want to. But the inventory is easily sourced through any number of retail channels, websites, wholesalers, distributors. There's all kinds of great ways to get your hands on the inventory that you're eligible to sell as a reseller on Amazon. It's not rocket science. You can sign up for an Amazon account, say, I want to be a seller, and you can start selling stuff. Now, here's something that's going to happen if you just kind of run up to the side of the swimming pool and cannonball into the 10-foot deep water. You're going to have some scary things happen if you've never swam before. If you've never been an Amazon seller before, if you don't know the rules, we've actually compiled a list of the mistakes that we've seen people make over and over and over and over again. The same mistakes. Even if you've got great business instincts, even if you've been in retail, even if you've had a beautiful business, maybe on eBay, you're going to make some silly mistakes that you will regret that could actually end your Amazon career. So we put together a list. That list is posted in our free Facebook group, by the way. You can go straight to that list by using the link silentjimdotcom/mistakes. Go read that post. It will save you so many heartaches, headaches, and expensive mistakes that you will so regret that you made. For example, you might hop on a product thinking you're allowed to sell it, but there's a problem with that listing on Amazon that we teach you to recognize as a big red flag that you should have stayed away from. But hey, Amazon said I'm allowed to sell it. It's right there saying, hey, you got one like this? Sell it. So you sold it. And you made a huge mistake in doing so. Or maybe you think drop shipping is the way to go. Or maybe you think going from yard sale to yard sale, finding great deals on new stuff, and you sell that. No, huge mistakes. We tell you why. All those are massive mistakes. In that one article, I gave you the link. I'll give it to you again, silentjim.com/mistakes. You'll be prompted to join our free Facebook group. It's harmless, pain-free, I promise. Jump in. Something else you'll notice when you jump into our Facebook group is, besides getting that great list and all kinds of other great resources for free, is you're going to see over 3,000 success posts from students who've come into our community before you did. That's pretty incredible. We've interviewed hundreds of those people, by the way, on this podcast. If you just scroll back in time, you can hear those stories, very real stories of very real people. It's incredible. We recently had a lady who's almost 80 saying she's never had this much fun as an entrepreneur. She's been doing businesses her whole life. Another guy that's been in e-commerce since the 90s. And he said it's never been this predictable and this straightforward to do business the way you guys teach it here. Great story after story after story. What do these people all have in common? One of two things. They're a proven Amazon course student, which there's a link at silentjim.com to our course that handholds and baby steps you through if you're new, or has even the most advanced training if you've been around a while. Proven AmazonCourse.com. For just a few dollars per month, you get our entire library. Turn it off anytime you don't want it anymore. But it's kind of like getting a Netflix library of content. You use what you want when you need it. We believe in just-in-time education. We're not going to fill your head with a bunch of stuff just in case you need it someday. We're going to give you right what you need when you need it inside the Proven Amazon course. And we baby step you through wherever you are now to where it is you're trying to go. Beautiful content. So the thing that all of those successful students have in common who have been interviewed on our podcast is they're proven Amazon course students and or they're coaching students of ours. There's a link to our coaching program at silentjim.com. Come have a conversation with us. We'll talk to you about our free resources, our paid resources, and maybe it makes sense for you to get a mentor from our community, someone who's succeeding wildly at the stuff we teach, who takes some of their time to mentor and handhold others along the same journey that they've already been down. It's a powerful way to make sure that you go further, faster without making silly mistakes. The only thing more expensive than a good coaching program is not being a coaching student and making all the ridiculous mistakes and having all the regrets and taking so much longer to get where you were trying to go. So it's a very reasonably priced program that will help you avoid mistakes and go further faster. We'd love to talk to you about it. silentjim.com. Click on the coaching link or go straight to our page where we got a phone number and a text. Here's that info. And I'll stick this in the show notes along with all the other links I mentioned today too. But that link is silentjim.com/book a call. That takes you to our coaching page, right to the phone number and contact info. You can even text us if you prefer that. We'd love to correspond with you and help you make a good decision. So that's what all of our successful students have in common. They're proven Amazon course students, or they're coaching students, or both. If you're a coaching student, you get the proven Amazon course and a whole bunch of other stuff free. So they're one or the other or both. Okay, let's move on to the portion now to keep this short. I could give you all kinds of more facts and data to make you interested. If you hang out in our community and listen to some podcasts, you're going to become convinced this is a viable opportunity, no matter where you live in the world. So what does this business involve? Once you're convinced that this is something you might want to investigate, what's the day-to-day reality of this business? What's the cost? What's the reality? How do I get started? Those are the most obvious questions once you're interested, right? Let's start with what's it cost. For about $100 a month, you're going to get all the tools and education that you need. That's about right, about $100 a month. If you don't have that, you're going to struggle. On top of that 100 a month, you're going to need $500 to $1,000 for your initial inventory to get proof of concept, to send in some items, to test them and see if it works. $500 is more than adequate. So 100 a month. By month 2 or month 3, you're starting to see the results. You've still spent far less than $1,000, and you can decide if this is an opportunity that you want to pursue more vigorously. Now, if that's a stretch for you and that's a struggle, we have all kinds of great ideas in our community that can help you start to put some money in the bank using some hustle and some creativity. Those models are not something we like to see people scale, however, because it's a hamster wheel. It's a treadmill. It's a get up early, run hard, go to bed tired every day kind of business model. We don't want that for you. We want you to get into a scalable, systemizable business, such as take my friend Kang, for example. He's actually the creator of the 3P Mercury software that I've talked about so much. And I'm going to explain more what that does here in a moment. But he has a $3 million business. And his only decision making is how much money he wants to put in. He has one person receiving his inventory. He has another virtual assistant that runs the day-to-day online operations, and he just decides how much money to put in while they continue to pour more viable products into the software. And I'll explain more what viable products are, what the software does in a moment, okay? I just want you to see what this reality could be, no matter where you live in the world. You can buy products online, have them shipped to either yourself, if you live in the United States, or if you want someone else to do it, regardless of where you live, you can send it to a prep center, and that prep center will then manage the entire process for you. So what does the business entail? We've talked about the cost. What does it entail? What's the reality of it? The reality of running an Amazon reselling business is you're buying products from any retailer that's authorized or online. We teach you what an authorized source is. There's tens of thousands of authorized sources. Where you buy from is not important. Whether it's wholesale or not is not important. Is it a product you're allowed to sell? Are you sourcing it from an authorized source? If so, pour it into the Amazon software, the 3P Mercury software that tells you which products make the most sense in your catalog. So let's take Kang's business, for example. He's an extreme example, but he has tens of thousands of products that he's dumped into this software. The software then tells him at any given time which ones make the most sense for him to commit to, which ones make the most sense today. If I've got $1,000 to spend on inventory, where should I put it? The software tells him. He buys it. A few days later, when he's ready to spend more money on inventory, he pours it in. It takes a couple months typically for that money to roll back to you with your net profit margins included, which range anywhere if you're really big from, say, 10% net profit up to if you're smaller and you're kind of controlling all the moving parts yourself, you could have 30% or more net profit margin on your inventory that you're buying once all the expenses are paid. Those are the kind of businesses, by the way, that you'll hear described on our podcast as you listen to interviews with hundreds of other students that we've talked to. So that's the reality. You're buying products, you're either managing them yourself, bringing them to your own home from store shelves or from online shopping, or you're sending it to a prep partner who does all that for you. They slap the labels on, the stuff goes off to Amazon. When it sells, Amazon pays you. That's the process. You can use it to generate a few $100s a month. You can use it to generate a multiple seven-figure business and a small team that runs the whole thing using 3P Mercury software. Now, I'm going to wrap up here and talk about 3P Mercury software. It's changed the game. How has it changed? It used to be an 8 or 10 or 12-step process to be an effective reseller. It's been reduced now down the past 6-8 months, especially as 3P Mercury has really picked up steam. We've got hundreds of users using it exactly the way I'm about to describe. It's been reduced down to go find a bunch of products that you're eligible to sell, that you have a source to buy. Could be retail, could be the Walmart across the street. Any authorized source is fine. You dump all those products, we call them ASINs, that's Amazon terminology. You dump all those products into the 3P Mercury software. The software tells you, this is step 2, which ones you should be selling at any given time. That's it. End of story. That's all you have to learn how to do. Now, I can't possibly go into all the different iterations of what's possible once you have these basic skills, but this business will open up doors of opportunity and relationships that are almost unimaginable. If you want to get started without spending any money, read the book I told you about earlier, silentjimdotcom/free11. We'll talk more in depth about all these things. If you're ready to spend a little bit of money, you've come to know, like, and trust us, $39 a month doesn't sound too scary. Hey, get into the Proven Amazon course, provenamazoncourse.com. That's where all of our successful students on this show started. If you want to talk to us about some one-on-one mentoring and go further faster without making the mistakes that all the newbies make, talk to us about coaching at silentjim.com. Click on the coaching link. We'd love to have a conversation with you. I'm going to wrap it up here. In the interest of keeping it short, I could go on all day. I'm passionate about the opportunity here that I've seen change so many lives. But take your time, listen to some other podcast episodes. Welcome to the community. We're here to support you, to encourage you. There's no stupid questions here. We don't see you as a competitor. You're a fellow business building warrior. And we're here to support and encourage you because we know your success is going to inspire even more success in the rest of us. Let's take this journey together. God bless you, business building warrior. We'll have more good episodes for you very soon. Talk to you then.